So we decided to take a look at how women have fared during the economic recovery from COVID. Remember, this was dubbed the she session as unemployment surged during COVID, much higher for women than men, peaking at 16.2. It's the blue line there. Yep. Men is the orange. The good news, as you can see in the chart, the recovery has been swift. Unemployment rate has fallen sharply, and it's basically on par with that of men at 3.9%. The bad news, a lot of women have simply not come back into the workforce. Participation not back to normal, healthy pre-pandemic levels for women, and actually fell last month. It's much lower than that level of participation for men. One troubling reason why, childcare. It's become even more expensive and even harder to find. Take a look at the labor force participation among women with young kids under 6 years old. It's 28 percentage points lower than men with young kids and 10 points lower than women with school-aged children. So you can see why they're not going back to work. According to Wells Fargo, if we could get those women with kids under 6 to match the rate of just those women with older kids, that's 1 million more workers in the workforce. So how do we do this? Address the child care issue. Costs have surged. People have not come back to work at these daycare facilities. Check it out. Employment at child daycare centers remains down 12.4% since COVID, far steeper than the 1.9% drop in total employment. That's hundreds of thousands of fewer spots available for kids and their families. Worker pay has not kept up with overall wage increases in the sector, and yet the cost of childcare has surged for family. This is not a new problem. We've had a broken childcare system in this country for a long time. It's just bad economics, but it is indicative of the fact that it's holding us back in terms of the number of workers and making the labor shortage worse. These companies, if they want to address getting more workers, government need to invest more in this area.
I was going to say it's probably the single biggest pool of workers who could get back into the workforce, loosen up the labor force, and probably want to on some level. Women with younger kids. Although, remember when the push for Build Back Better was in there and there was child care credits and all that in there, people were wondering if that would have been a fix, simply because it would have thrown so much money into the preschool and daycare economies that maybe prices just go up. I mean, it's really difficult to kind of do it with one stroke.
I think the general consensus around the industry and those who follow it is it needs federal funding.
Yeah,
as do schools.
Yeah.
There's a community good. And Wells Fargo has done a lot of work. I got some of the charts from them. They say the pandemic has left 460,000 families still in need of alternative child care arrangements.